Law Rocks Miami, Friday, November 10th, Miami Band Shell. We are excited for the special edition of the Game of Life Mentoring Podcast. Out with his new album, Tiger Tail Tales, Burt Bruton, a lawyer at Greenberg Traurig, one of our incredible partners, is in studio so we can rock on. Burt, thanks for coming in today.
Absolutely, Gale. Wouldn't miss it.
And I just had so much fun last year for the first annual Law Rocks Miami. And the Meltones, once again, showed up and showed out because you all brought some real rock and roll energy. Tell me about just the Meltones and how you got involved.
Oh, well, the Meltones started when I was a summer clerk at Greenberg in 1981. Wow. A long, long time ago. And the band is named after Mel Greenberg, the Meltones. And we've been playing in-house for firm functions and retreats and parties for many years. But when Law Rocks started their competition of law firm bands, we jumped into that. The first one for us was in New York, and that was 10 years ago. And we've won now the New York Law Rocks Battle of the Band 8 times in a row.
Wait, let's pause. 8 times in a row.
Yeah, well, they missed 2 years for the pandemic.
Of course.
So we've won it every year.
Every year. Now, new songs. I mean, obviously you got to keep it fresh and all of that. But I listened to those other bands, and these bands you all were competing against. For my first Law Rocks last year, I'm like, they are really good. Then you all took it to another level.
Oh, well,
that takes some hard work. So congratulations.
Well, thank you, Gale. No, it is. There's so many lawyers who are rock stars in their minds, and that's what Law Rocks does. Is it gives them an opportunity to compete on stage as rock stars, and lawyers are competitive anyway, right? All right. So what it does is it leverages lawyers' egos to raise money for the charities that they're sponsoring. It's brilliant.
It really is. And I just have to thank you on behalf of our kids, our board, and just all of our staff, because you all not only win on stage, you're helping us win in the game of life. And you got something over your shoulder there.
Oh, yes.
So I want to just thank you for just supporting Big Brothers, Big Sisters Miami.
All right. Well, I'll show you what I've got here. This is the trophy from last year.
Wow.
And last year in Miami, of course, was the first time they've had a Law Rocks. This year, this Friday, is the second. So it's a new city for Law Rocks, and they're hoping to do even better than last year. This year there are 4 bands competing, lawyer bands, and they're all quite good. We know most of the players, and so the competition's going to be real.
And you all are real, the Meltones. So congratulations for the inaugural Law Rocks Miami, the 2022 champion, the Meltones. And I tell you what, game on.
Game on. Game on. Rock on, game on.
So let's talk about just rock and roll and what it means to you, Burt. Now, obviously, lawyer by day, and I've seen what you do. And congratulations on the new album, Tiger Tail Tales. But rock and roll, what does it mean to you?
Oh, it's my first love. And my day job, my lawyer job, is what supports the habit, because there's no way you can really make a living playing music unless you're super talented, and I'm not. I'm talented just enough to get out and pretend, but the day job buys me guitars that I could never afford if I were a working musician all the time. So it supports the musician habit.
And with that, the Meltones, how many are in the group, and who are they? Let's give them a shout out.
Oh, absolutely. This year there are 6 players, just like last year. Jessica Fishfield is our lead singer, and she, as you know from last year, is fabulous.
She is.
And we're going to start the show off with her singing 3 songs up front. But some of them are duets. I'm singing one with her. Larry Mizrahi, our bass player, is going to sing one with her. Our keyboard player, Noel Cleland's got a song to sing. Our drummer, Joe Arancibia, is a guy that I've played with for 20 years. And we have the same birthday exactly, actually. Different, brothers from a different mother story. So we were born on the exact same day. And then we have a new guy, a new associate, first-year associate at GT, is playing guitar for us, Josh Tartell. He's just started in the real estate department, which is my department, and so this is the best way to get him started in giving back at GT, which is to participate in this Law Rocks thing for big brothers and big sisters.
Well, we love that. And just here in studio, special rock and roll edition of the Game of Life Mentoring Podcast with Burt Bruton with his new album out, Tiger Tail Tales, a lawyer at GT, Greenberg Traurig, also a member of the Meltones, a rock and roll band that raises money for Big Brothers Big Sisters Miami, participating in Law Rocks, the second edition, the second annual, if you will, Friday, November 10th. And having said that, when I think about our kids and expressing themselves, what was that first rock and roll song that you heard that just spoke to your heart? Take me back to your,
wow.
based on your recollection. That one that you just said, you know what, I just love this genre.
Oh, I know what it was exactly. It was Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry. That guitar line it was electrified all us wannabe guitar players. How is he doing that? And it's simple stuff, but it's so full of energy, and it was revolutionary at the time.
Yes.
So yeah, that was, and I still do that song today.
And as we think about kids and expressing themselves, mentoring, and it's not lost on us because as we match kids with bigs, Burt, it's so important that they have an outlet. And so through music and the arts, one of our what we call the Big Five here at Big Brothers Big Sisters, it's music. Whether it's writing or performing, because our littles need that. And so who's been your inspiration? You talked about that song, Johnny Be Good, but Chuck Berry. But as you go through the years, who are some of those inspirational artists, if you will, that really help you, on your musical journey?
Great question, Gale. Probably Paul McCartney.
Yes, why?
I'm a bass player also.
Okay.
And his bass lines are so melodic. They were different at the time, and he's just out front with the bass leading the band. So he's one of them. Billy Joel is one of my idols because he sings it, he plays it, he writes it. He's just a man of so many talents.
And music speaks to your soul.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when I heard Piano Man, that was special. I mean, he's telling a story.
Yes. Well, in my opinion, the best songs always tell stories. Even Louie Louie by the Kingsmen tells a story. It's about a guy on a boat wanting to get home to the love of his life. So it's the best storytelling. It's modern troubadours, and storytelling is through music is a long ancient tradition, and we carry that forward today in rock and roll.
And when I think about, have you been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
No, I haven't. It's on my bucket list.
No doubt about it. Cleveland, Ohio, right?
Yes, that's right.
See, I grew up in Ohio, and so as I think I haven't been, but that's something that is. I just think about the history of rock and roll and just the storytelling, because that's what we do when we talk about mentoring and partnering with Greenberg Traurig. It's not lost on us that associates and partners and shareholders as yourself are taking time out to mentor someone, and every child has a story.
Yes.
Every child, and so we all have stories, and so to be able to make yourself vulnerable enough to meet a stranger, be matched with a big, and so shout out to Greenberg Traurig, the entire family at GT, Matt Gorson, one of our board members as well. It is so special to us, and when you talk about rock and roll and sharing those stories and doing the storytelling, may the art of storytelling never die.
Absolutely. Rock and roll never die.
Rock and roll never die. And so now, who are some up and coming artists? You took me through history now a little bit. Any up and coming artists that said, what, they have some potential? Because I'm very biased. I love the old school stuff.
Me too. But there's some good stuff out. Taylor Swift is revolutionary.
I've heard about her.
Oh yes, well, if you could get tickets for the stadium shows, she is revolutionary in my view. We're doing a Kelly Clarkson song in our set this Friday.
Okay,
that's probably the most recent of the songs we're doing.
Okay,
so there's good stuff out there now, and it's incumbent on us old timers like you and me,
yes,
to open up our ears and be accepting and listening to what's new and cutting edge, because it was new and cutting edge when we learned what we learned, right, back when we were kids, and our parents didn't like it, but it was different, and that's no reason to shy away from different today, because that it's an evolving thing. It's always going to be, and it's something to be open and accepting of.
What I love about that, and I'm pulling up right now, and it's lawrocks.org, lawrocks.org, because we talk about just up-and-coming talent. And I'm just curious as to Taylor Swift, how is she revolutionary? I mean, that's very interesting, just from a rock and roll standpoint.
Well, of course, you know, she started in the country market.
That's right.
And what was different about her was she didn't follow the Nashville rules about how you write songs. Okay, the line lengths were different. You know, instead of being exactly the same length and it all scanning out, she did irregular things. It would shake you up and make you pay attention because it broke the pattern. And so that to me is what is appealing. The other thing she did, she was very smart about, is she speaks to her audience. Okay, there are young women who have the same kind of concerns that everyone does at that age, and she knows how to write songs that speak to them about how they feel, and that's the most important thing about songwriting. Generally, is you got to speak to your audience. You want to make them feel what it is you're trying to convey to them, and the way you do that is you've got to push their buttons, pull their strings, understand what they're feeling in their heart. And so the most successful artists, songwriters, and performers are those who can reach that, who can touch that, and make the audience connect with them.
Absolutely. When I think about speaking to your audience and being authentic, and just how the various genres of music, even from an R&B standpoint and the influence on rock and roll and jazz and its influence on rock and roll. When we talk about music, it's the great equalizer in terms of bringing us together. It's now more than ever in terms of humanity. Speak to that, Burt.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the soundtrack of our lives and our society. And it's what connects us all. And it's when the music is about feelings, it helps us get in touch with things that we can't articulate and that we need to talk to each other about and communicate. And music is a medium for us to do that, to reach out and touch each other about how we feel. And so, if you will, it's the lubricant, it's the vehicle, it's the way that you can carry that communication of feeling between people.
Well, may the music never stop. Law Rocks Miami, second annual, Friday, November 10th, 2023. VIP doors and party open at 5 p.m., 6:30 p.m. general admission doors, and the rock concert, Burt, 7 p.m. And I remember backstage last year at the Miami Beach Band Shell, right on Collins. Went backstage. I met you and and the other Meltone members, and I was so excited about it. And so, thank you, Greenberg Traurig. Thank you to the entire GT team and the Meltones.
There's 4 bands in the show Friday night. We're the 3rd band up. And that'll be about 9 o'clock.
Okay.
But the schedule you just read is right, and every band's going to play about 25 minutes, and it'll be a great show.
A great show as well. And Burt, Bruton, Tiger Tail Tales, new album, track number 12, Anywhere But Up, because that's where we're going, Burt. Meltones, Greenberg Traurig, Big Brothers Big Sisters Miami. Rock on. Let's go.